Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the man. And that's me. I'd like to welcome and thank everyone for being here this evening in celebration of the newlywed Peter and Christina Marrero. I know the tradition of this toast is typically to make fun of the groom and tell embarrassing stories. I've tried to tone it down a bit, but well, all traditions die hard. So let's get started. Pete and I met sometime in high school. Can't really recall when. I just know that in a few classes, there'd be another brown guy sleeping at the other end of the classroom. So naturally, we have a lot in common, and that's how we became friends. In fact, we have so much in common that 13 months ago, when Pete told me I'd be his best man, I obviously knew I'd have to write a speech. I was like, sweet, I can't wait, let me get started immediately, right now. Fast forward to last night when I opened up my laptop, I didn't know where to begin. I had a hard time writing this speech. I didn't know where to get started. I didn't know what to say. So then I started where everyone should naturally start, Google. And then I figured that was probably a bad idea. So much you to do. I started looking up best man speeches, best man posts. I didn't really find anything that I deemed appropriate or made sense. But it really is the age of technology, the information age. And on this road to an age where geeks are actually cool again, he was a pioneer. Pete, you are the Lewis and Mike Clark. And we now have our Sacagawea. Here's a little tidbit of information. Did you know Pete was the founder of the video game club in high school? If you go to high school with any girls, that would have been embarrassing. So the name Peter comes from Latin, Petrus, the word for stone or rock. In my opinion, he's more than lived up to his name countless times. He's strong, solid, courageous, and dependable, and in many ways is a pillar of my life, and the lives of many people here today. Peter is dependable and reliable. You can always depend on Pete to never check his voicemail. You can always rely on him to completely ignore and never read his text messages. You can always count on him to silence his phone. When you're trying to call him, you're trying to meet up with him, and you have no idea where he is. I'll tell you where he is. He's at home, wrapping up some video game, or fast asleep. Well, now I know he's called Christy instead. However, all jokes aside, Pete, you are the foundation. You are the one friend that's a friend to everybody. We all call you. We all wish you were around more. You're the one friend we have never anything seriously bad to say about. Pete is simply a great guy. Pete has the motivation to start doing great things and never stop. And this is part of the driving force of why he ended up becoming a police officer. I remember this one time, probably shortly before college, we were discussing what we were going to do with our lives. I was like, hey man, your mom and your uncles are cops, are you going to ever be one too? He's like, no way. Ironic, huh? And Pete, I cannot tell you how much everyone in this room is so proud of who you are and what you do every night in our city streets.
Yeah.
I'm glad to say that unlike most friendships where there happens to be many ups and downs, I have to be proud to admit for the most part, Pete and I have rarely ever had that. We've had serious arguments maybe once. Twice. About a month ago, I decided to jump out of the plane, and in those crazy life-threatening situations, we think about the people we want to take care of, or what needs to be done post-mortem. Who do we give our bank account information to? Who do we give our passwords to? I didn't ask myself those questions. I never had a doubt as to who it would be. I asked myself, should I ask people to do those things for me? I could have been like, hey man, so I spontaneously decided to jump out of the plane today. So if you could, if I died, could you make sure you get rid of all the incriminating things in my computer? You make sure my family gets the money in my savings? So let me tell you about this movie I saw years ago. It was called Brotherhood of the Wolf. This is the plot according to IMDb. In the 18th century France, the Chevalier de Fronsac and his Native American friend Manny are sent by the king to Gabon province to investigate the killings of hundreds by mysterious beasts.
Yeah.
What does this movie have to do with today? That is the day Pete met Christy. Brendan only took him a few years to realize they work out together. He's got the desire to do good things and do it all the time. I don't know what that's like too, but he takes it to superhuman levels. So a few years ago, Christy asked me if I was available to pick up Talia from the airport. I was busy. So I naturally asked Pete if he wanted to do it, knowing that his love for doing good things for people. Shortly thereafter, Pete would be like, so man, what's going on with your friend Christy? I'd be like, I don't know, but what about her? He'd be like, so she's pretty cute and cool. And I'd say, so why don't you ask her out or something? He's like, no, man, it ain't like that. It's cool. You know, it's cool. So what ended up happening was Christy asked Pete out. We all know where the end up from there. Christy makes a great man even better. And I'm so happy they found each other. The day he told me he was going to propose to her, and of his brilliant idea to use a squad car, pull her over and pop the question, will remain one of the most exciting, happiest days of my life. In the days, weeks, months leading up to the wedding, I'd ask Pete, are you sure? Like, it's not going to get out of this. You can take my car, you can have some money, plane tickets, Best Buy and GameStop gift certificates. He of course turned it all down. And I'm glad that he did. So in closing, I believe you guys should come with warnings. Warnings such as, the people around you might be prone to being motivated and inspired. You may be exposing yourself to high levels of faith and hope. And the worst of all, you might be overdosing on love and happiness. I'm not going to wish you guys the best of luck. I've never been a firm believer in it, not like you guys believe it. We do what we do and we are where we are, and you guys are purely amazing. I wish you guys the best of what's already meant to be.
Here, here.
All right. Pete and Christy.
Peter and Christy.
Well said, best man.